Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Earlier on, I was asked to look at the relationship between law and public policy. Well, we all know that in our country, for most policies to be passed, they must go through a process, and this process is basically looked at by the law of the country. I will begin with the definition of law. John Austin defines law as the general command of the sovereign individual or sovereign body. Sir John Salmon defines law as the body of principles recognized and applied by the state. Well, when I look at one historical scholar, Aristotle, he defines law as order, and good law is order. Laws are a set of rules enforceable by the courts which regulate the government of the state and govern the relationship between the state and its citizens. Well, law as an aspect started long time ago, as you see by the definitions of various scholars. We also look at the types of laws, and specifically we have common law and civil law. Common law and civil law do apply in Uganda's judicial arm of government. Common law is generally uncodified. It's largely based on precedent judicial decisions that have already been made in similar cases. In this system, judges have enormous role in shaping the law. In the layman's language, I can say, like, while a judge is giving a verdict based on previous cases or judgments of various judges who passed cases long time ago, while civil law is generally codified, countries with civil law systems have comprehensive, continuously updated legal codes that specify all matters capable of being brought before the court, the applicable procedure and appropriate punishment for each offense. According to my understanding, when you look at civil law, or if one commits a crime, that crime must have a specific punishment for it. Like, for instance, murder, they can say they will sentence you to 25 years or 30 in prison. Well, when I look at law in Uganda, we have what we call the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, and all the laws derived in this country come from the Constitution of our country. And we all know that in most cases our constitution can be amended due to various reasons. I also define what public policy is. Public policy is whatever government chooses to do or not to do. This definition was formulated by Thomas Dye. Public policy always refers to the actions of government and the intentions that determine those actions. Another definition is public policy is the sum of government activities, whether acting directly or through agents, as it has an influence on life of citizens. The differences between law and public policy. Laws set out standards, procedures, and principles that must be followed by the government and its citizens, while policy outlines what government hopes to achieve and the methods and principles it will use to achieve them. Well, this difference clearly states out what a law is and what public policy is. What the government sets out as a standard and procedure that must be followed by the citizen, it's a law. And in Uganda's context, we look at the Constitution of Uganda. And the policies outline what government hopes to achieve and the methods and principles it will use to achieve them. We can look at various policies such as the education policy and the recent policy which has brought a little bit of chaos in the country, over the head tax policy, commonly known as the OTT tax policy. The other difference is laws are framed for bringing justice to the society. A policy is framed for achieving certain goals. The contribution of law to public policies. The first and foremost, I look at government policies being in line with the law. But all policies formulated by the government of Uganda must be in line with the law. If they are not in line, the Constitutional Court of Uganda has the mandate to scrutinize such policies. By this I mean, during the policy formulation process, policymakers must look at the Constitution of Uganda. Whatever policy one is formulating, he or she must bear in mind, will this policy be in line with the law? If it is not and the policy is passed, the Constitutional Court has the mandate to review such policy. And in most cases, such policies are turned down. Law as a guide to implementation of public policy. Before the implementation of any policy, the law acts as one of the instruments that would help in policy implementation. By this, government would look at various clauses in the Constitution before the implementation. In simple terms, policymakers would look at the Constitution to look at various clauses in the Constitution to check out whether they can favor the policy they are going to pass. If not, then they can make various adjustments to that policy. Consideration of the law during the policy-making process. During the policy-making process, policymakers will have to consider various statutes and laws of a given state. This would help them in the formulation of the best policy. Before the policy-making process, policymakers, first and foremost, are required to look at the various laws and constitutions of a given state before coming up with any policy. Reason being, in most cases, if policymakers do not look at the laws of a given state, the policies they formulate may affect or may not favor a given state. So it is highly advisable to look at the laws of a given state. A case example I would give are the Arab states. In most cases, when policies are being formulated in Arab states, policymakers critically look at the laws of a given state, because we all know that most Arab states follow the Sharia law. As I come to the end of this presentation, law as a body of knowledge is relevant for the existence and effectiveness of public policy. So, without the law, policies cannot be formulated, because the policy formulation process has various actors, and one of the actors we have is government, and government is comprised of the three arms. We all know the executive, the executive who formulate policies, the legislature, the legislative arm of government, which is responsible for the laws, passing of bills and laws, and the judiciary, which can scrutinize the bills which have been passed by Parliament. That is the end of this presentation. Thank you all for listening.